All right, so what do we know about the new Tomb Raider announcement that's coming out at the Game Awards on December 11th? Not much, but Jeff Keighley shared this tweet here. Lara Croft returns at the Game Awards, as just revealed in our Game Awards vote in the Fortnite map portal. Tune in Thursday night for the look at the future of one of gaming's most iconic franchises, Tomb Raider. And then we have a look at Tomb Raider there with her original silhouette, wielding the double pistols and her ponytail and shorts. You can tell that she is wearing that stuff there from the original. Now, there might be some confusion because it's been a long time since we've had any news updates on Tomb Raider. I mean, the last 3 videos that I made on Tomb Raider and this specific topic was a year ago, over a year ago. So there hasn't been much brand new news. Since that time, we've known that a few projects have been in the works regarding the Tomb Raider series. You have the new Amazon TV show with Sophie Turner, and that's going to be live action. You have the Netflix show that came out last year in 2024, and you have the new games that are about to release. Now, if you guys don't remember, the Netflix series is supposed to take place in the same timeline as the Survivor trilogy that we got that began back in 2013 and ran all the way from 2018. So the Netflix show is going to take place right after the events of the game. And then that show is going to connect to the new games that we're getting by Crystal Dynamics and Amazon. That might be a little bit difficult to understand, but that's what we know. And unless anything changed in this year and a half that we've been waiting on news from Tomb Raider, if anything has changed, that seems to still be the timeline. That still seems to be what's going to happen. And this came from the game director of the Tomb Raider game that's being worked on right now. He stated in an article, in an interview over a year ago, that he wanted to unify the entire timeline of the games. He wanted to connect the Survivor trilogy to the original games that released back in the 90s. And he wants to bring it all together. And then he called this new design for Lara, this old picture here that we haven't seen in a long time. If you guys remember, there was a big debate going around it, how it looked ugly, how apparently she looked like a boy, and how people really didn't like this design. I personally thought the design looked really good. I thought she looked cute. She looks a little bit older than she did in the Survivor trilogy. And so the director of the game said that this is the unified design of Lara Croft. It's taken her look from the Survivor trilogy and the look from the original 90s and blending it together. You even see that she's still wearing that necklace that she wore in the original 2013 rebooted version of the game for Tomb Raider. So it's bringing everything together basically. And this new Lara Croft in this new game that we're going to be getting, according to the director, is an older Lara Croft. She's going to be in her 30s. She is now going to be the Tomb Raider. She's now going to be able to fight and explore and do the things that the 90s audience remember. This is a Tomb Raider that is different. This is a Tomb Raider that is going to be more fantastical. This is a Tomb Raider that's probably going to be fighting T-Rex and going into these tombs and finding these crazy things. So this is going to be different from the Survivor trilogy. It's going to be a little bit more reminiscent of the original, but it's still going to be part of the same timeline. And it's going to be a continuation of those games. And so that's one of the things that I wanted to remind you guys of before this announcement so we can have an idea of what to expect. Now, what is this announcement going to be? Could this announcement be the game itself, the next installment in the life of Lara Croft? Personally, I think it's going to be part of the game because the design looks like the new unified design that, was showed over a year ago. It looks exactly like her. She has the 2 weapons, the shorts, the ponytail, and then it matches perfectly with this design here. So that's basically the information that we have, and I'm excited. There's been some rumors about some of the locations and some other things, but some people have suggested that those rumors are fake. Now, one of the rumors that was going on a year ago was this new Tomb Raider game was going to be open world, and it was going to be taking place in India and other parts of the globe. That was a rumor that was going on a year ago. Now, I don't have the freaking article because it's been a while, and I can't remember where that came from, but at the time, I'm sure if I covered it at the time, it must have been from a decent source. So we'll see if that's actually true. The more that I think about it though, I don't know, would an open world Tomb Raider really be good? Would that be something you guys want to see? Or maybe it's more sandbox and it has big areas that you can explore and it doesn't have to necessarily be open world. But we're going to find out very soon. We're going to find out in 2 days. But I thought it would be good to revisit Tomb Raider, kind of remember some of the stuff that was going on. And this kind of prepares us before we get the official announcement. I'm excited for Tomb Raider. I am a big fan of the Survivor trilogy. And it could be because I didn't really play too much of the original 90s Tomb Raider games. I remember I was really big into Uncharted. I was really big into those type of games. And then when Tomb Raider came out in 2013. I actually got it almost like the month that it released, and I was blown away by how vicious it was, by how grounded it was, by how bloody it was, by the risk that it took. I remember just swimming through a sea of skulls and blood, and it was crazy. You know, I was a younger, so I just thought it was really sick and cool. And just being Lara Croft, I thought she was a badass from the beginning, and just I followed her journey in the second game and then the third game, and honestly, she became one of my favorite characters. She became a character that I really liked. I loved the design of the character. I loved the games, and it just felt really cool to play as Lara Croft in this Survivor trilogy. And so now I'm excited to continue that story. I'm excited to see where an older Lara Croft goes, where she gets more savage, gets more confident, gets more out there. I don't know. I'm excited to see the next chapter. And again, I know I might be in the minority, it feels like, because a lot of the comments a year ago that I was getting on the videos that I was making on Tomb Raider were suggesting that this Survivor trilogy Lara Croft was ugly and that she was lame and she didn't hold a candle to the original. But if they're trying to unify all the timelines and they're trying to say that Lara Croft is the same as this Lara Croft, then she's probably going to have a big personality change in this new Tomb Raider game. So nonetheless, I am excited because it's been a really long time. I mean, the last time that we got a Tomb Raider game was in 2018, 7 freaking years ago. That is insane. So really excited for that. And so I'm hoping to see at least a trailer, gameplay trailer, something. I want something big. I hope it's not just some little cinematic teaser. I really hope it's not. I hope it actually shows gameplay and maybe gives us even a release date. So are you excited for this new Tomb Raider game? Are you excited to see where Lara Croft goes next? And what are your predictions? What do you think this game is going to be about?